Police tell me it appears to involve a family that lives at a home just a couple of blocks east from where we're standing here. 1,800 acres burned in just a couple of days. Several structures destroyed, including this home. Back up on the eastbound lanes. Westbound lanes, though, remain closed. As you mentioned, right now, though, you can see as we zoom in, that tow truck is removing that car that actually rolled over. It's flooded. You can just see how much water has accumulated here. Not too deep where I'm standing right now, but if we show you this direction, you can just see how much water has accumulated in this area and how fast it's moving. It's just starting to come down again here right off of Highway 82. Not thick enough to stick to the ground or to the roads, but take a look at that coat of snow on the Santa Rita's there. This one happened at the Rito Park at this drainage tunnel. The woman was sleeping under this tunnel and was swept into the grades. You can see TFD had to cut through these metal bars to pull her out safely. And this homeowner tells me he lost everything, not only his home, but 2 cars, his work supplies. You can see them on the ground. A tractor here, water hoses. Let's say this gas tax is approved. What does that mean for us every time we come to the pump? Well, let's say you fill up about 20 gallons a week. That translates to about $8 more a month. Looks here right now, the water continues to rise, although it stopped raining for about 2 hours. See them blocking off this entrance. And in fact, they've been doing that for several hours. These items are small, discreet, and look a lot like flash drives. They even snap off just like this. That's why it's important for you at home as a parent to know exactly what they are. Take a look. I'm going to step out of the way. You can see that Tucson Police Department officer parked at this intersection. He's been using his speed gun for about 20 minutes now. 159 of these have been stolen throughout Tucson, and police say they're stolen for the tags you see here. And I'm Carlos Herrera. Southern Arizona's biggest youth soccer tournament in town this weekend. It'll make holding your cell phone in your hands while driving a secondary offense, and that means you'll have to break a traffic law first.
I'm hoping that other people will know it's okay to talk about it. You know, not to be ashamed because your kid was an addict or you were an addict. The past is the past, and if you can climb out of that past, you can have a future.
Just 2 years ago, Allison Hart lost her son Travis to a devastating addiction.
They think these are just terrible people out there stealing or whatever to get high, and there's a person in there. He was somebody once. At
28 years old, Travis had a lot more life to live. His mother, Allison, says his story is now in a place that honors overdose victims across the country.
The biggest thing he taught me in life was not judge people, because you don't know what they're going through or what they've been through.
That's why his story is one of thousands shared in the Celebrating Lost Loved Ones map, which highlights the human toll behind the opioid crisis. It allows users to add photos and descriptions of their late loved ones, along with the places of their death. The tool seems so promising, even the National Safety Council is now using it to help raise awareness and reduce the stigma around opioid-related deaths.
These kids that are dying today, they all have something to offer if we can get them back to that point of living.
Allison says the map will prove to be very helpful in the long run. However, she says right now there's only a handful of stories shared from loved ones in Arizona. She hopes Travis's story motivates others in our area to share as well.
And that there is somebody in there. It's just reaching them, finding them again, or getting them to find themselves again.
I'm Carlos Herrera, KGUN 9, on your side. There are hundreds of miles of trails crisscrossing Pima County.
Never too late to do maintenance.
Workers are busy preparing these trails to stand up to monsoon rain and floods that can and do cause serious damage.
Our goal with a sustainable trail design is essentially a trail that handles water well, and so the idea is that water just sheets across the trail perpendicular.
A good example is a path like this one that has the proper drainage, and it'll allow water to flow through without causing any erosion.
Our main priority is how water interacts with the trail.
Crews say all new paths are looking good right now. They're built to handle the monsoon, but they're worried about the trails cut years ago in Tucson Mountain Park before the new standards were in place.
Those certainly require more maintenance than some of the new sustainable trails that we've built.
Workers have done some reroutes on those older paths, building new sections of trail and closing off the older ones.
Another thing is to incorporate twists and turns, not only because that's enjoyable for users and adds some variety, but it also helps to shed water off the trail instead of a straight line.
Once monsoon is over, they'll make any necessary repairs and start planning for next year. I'm Carlos Herrera, KGUN 9, on your side.